There's an island full of monkeys in South Carolina. Seriously, I've seen it. Took a boat there. Saw the monkeys. They're there. There's about 3,000 of them, and they live about 7 miles off the coast of Beaufort, South Carolina, which is about an hour south of Charleston. Now this is the part where you go, hey Mace, why is there an island full of monkeys in South Carolina? And that's a great question. This is Morgan Island, also known to many as Monkey Island, and it has one of the largest colonies of free-roaming rhesus monkeys in the world. During 1979 and 1980, over 1,400 monkeys were shipped from La Paguera facility of the Caribbean Primate Research Center in Puerto Rico to Morgan Island. Loaded onto an aging DC-3 cargo plane, they were flown from Puerto Rico to Miami before their final leg brought them directly to Marine Corps Air Station Beaufort, where they were unloaded to the amusement of the Marines before being trucked over to a small dock and boated 7 miles to their new home on Morgan Island. The majority of the island is salt marsh, but just under 400 acres of highland provide a habitat for the animals. Since then, the colony has grown and now numbers over 3,000, with a strong female bias making up about 75% of the total population. The translocation process was not without its risks. Mortality rate during shipping was estimated at 0.65%. Despite this setback, however, Morgan Island monkeys managed to reestablish their social groups shortly after they were released. Originally relocated to the United States in order to be used for research into polio vaccines in Bethesda, Maryland, the colony provided a large population of animals that could be used for various scientific research. The Morgan Island monkey colony is an important resource for research in primate behavior and ecology due to its large size and high degree of genetic variability compared with other colonies around the world. As such, it provides a unique opportunity for researchers to gain insight into various aspects of primate biology that would otherwise be difficult or impossible to study in any other location or group setting. The monkeys are owned by the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, but the animals themselves are managed by a company known as the Charles River Laboratories, a pharmaceutical company that has also been breeding and collecting research animals since 1947. Everything from rats to monkeys and even horseshoe crabs, whose blue blood is used in pharmaceutical and medical applications. Charles River Labs leases the island directly from the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. Of course, an island full of research monkeys overseen by a pharmaceutical company that gives millions of dollars to a government agency comes with absolutely no objection. Everyone is totally cool with this. Yeah, no, that isn't true. For one thing, the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources takes in around $1.5 million a year from just leasing the land to the Charles River Laboratories, money that covers the salaries of over 30 employees at the Department of Natural Resources. This money is necessary for an agency that operates on a slashed budget. On top of this, Charles River Labs has offered additional money to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars at no strings attached, which one may find odd from a multi-billion-dollar for-profit company. Though who knows, maybe their heart is just in the right place. Either way, it raises concerns about a conflict of interest between these two particular groups, and is an easy point to pick at, especially for animal rights groups and environmental activists. Without the lease income from the lab, the Department of Natural Resources here faces an uphill financial battle. The last few decades of Morgan Island history since the inception of the monkey colony has been an interesting one. The ownership of the island was private until being purchased by the Department of Natural Resources, and at times faced attempts by developers to build dozens of homes and create whole neighborhoods nearby the monkey community. This raised obvious questions such as, what about the monkeys? You know, the 3,000 monkeys that live here. They are, for all intents and purposes, wild animals, some of which can carry different forms of herpes, spreadable to humans, though not often fatal. What would happen if the monkeys escaped, became invasive or destructive, or swam across the river, which rhesus monkeys are literally known to do? These pros and cons were weighed based off the added benefits of expanding the community and increasing tax inflow, with the ability to lease the land to the previous tenant responsible for the monkeys. Eventually, the purchase by the Department of Natural Resources would seal the fate of the island and its inhabitants. The island is in many ways tied to the community, whether people know it or not. The original manager of the colony of monkeys, David Taub, would go on to become Beaufort's mayor from 1990 to 1999, and the county's magistrate judge from 2010 to 2015. Additionally, the occasional monkey escape can lead to interaction between the animals and the local populace, though so far no escapee has gone unfound. Despite the fact that one managed to get over to Ladies Island, one of the larger inhabited islands 6 miles away, before being caught and brought back to Morgan Island. What's amazing is that these aren't the only monkeys roaming free in America either. Outside Ocala, Florida, a defunct river tour led to the introduction of a large group of monkeys that now call an area along the Silver River home. The man who ran the tour wanted to jungle up the experience, and in doing so, released the rapidly multiplying primate to Central Florida. There are estimates that the troop is in the hundreds, if not thousands. And because of its location, the possibility of interaction with humans and the local populace is considerably higher than here at Morgan Island, which is about 7 miles off the coast. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my Patreon subscribers for helping me get here. And as always, until next time, get lost.